Andrew, how are you this evening?
You okay? Can you see me okay?
Yeah, I can see you fine. I can hear you all right.
Excellent. Let me choose my virtual background. This is
No, no,
the
don't. I'm loving.
No, I have to have it without the virtual background. You get to see all my books and the
I
mess
love
and
the Freddie Mercury poster. That's awesome.
yeah, it's not mine that one. It's my partner's one, but it looks really
Oh, you're
good.
not a fan of Freddie?
No, I love Freddie Mercury. I think he's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Such
Yeah.
an incredible. There's some other random ones in the back. You've got Barack Obama and
Okay. Yeah.
Michelle. Yeah, that's my partner's, so it's not. All of these books are hers. So.
Have you seen the Queen documentary or Freddie Mercury documentary? Not
I
docu-film.
saw. Was it the biopic one? Was that the one with Rami? I'm trying to remember his
Yes.
name now.
Yeah.
That was really good. And I loved how in that last scene where they tried to basically recreate sort of frame for frame I think it was the Live 8
Live Aid.
concert.
That's it. Yeah.
So,
That's it. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a long day. My brain doesn't seem to be working anymore. Sorry about
that's all right.
that.
I've only just finished doing a lesson, so my brain is absolutely fried as well. So,
What have you been teaching?
so basically, are you recording this by the way now? So I'm guessing this is all
It's
on
all
the.
yeah, it's all recorded. Sorry.
So to cut these bits out is okay. So as you probably, I don't know, make the viewers aware, I guess, because I'm a national trainer for or national instructor, I should say, for FIDE. So I do lots of coaching with juniors, and one particular junior he's only 7 years old, but he's kind of preparing for the big national final. So he's playing in what is called the UK Chess Challenge,
Wow.
and he's playing in a what's called a Giga final, which is like a regional final that lots of strong juniors kind of compete in. So I'm just sort of helping him with his preparation for that at the minute. So
Okay. Well, if you want
it's
something to sound exciting, just put Giga in front of it, I guess.
yeah, well, this is it. And it gets even more exciting as if they get through the Giga, they get to what's called the terra-final, which is
Oh,
just sounds terrifying. And
is
it's
there a
and it's
Google final? Presuming that's the end game.
well, no, the terra-final is actually the end. There should be though. A Google final would be
Yeah, Googleplex final.
the
Well,
ultimate.
it sounds very exciting. This kid sounds like he's got potential. He's
Yeah, he's
seven,
pretty
yeah.
good. So again, just also for the viewers as well, I do some under nines Hertfordshire coach as well. So I have a junior team that we compete in nationals, and he's, as I say, at the time he was 6 years old, but he was playing in the under nines, so he's
Wow.
playing obviously about 3 years above his own age, which is very
Okay.
good. So,
And can he
and his
beat
dad's
you
very
yet? Can he beat you?
no, 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 he can't beat me yet. But
Oh,
my
really?
junior,
Okay,
my
I
junior's
thought he
not
might be
meant to
beating
beat me. That's the
you. You would quit.
if they
Just
beat
throw
me,
the
then
board
they
up.
have to quit. I have to give them like my crown and say, "There you go, you can."
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like a very rewarding
Yeah.
job. Is it paid or is it voluntary?
Some of it's volunteering, so particularly I mean, like the Hearts junior coaching is pretty much voluntary. I do sessions with them, which I charge quite a small fee for, like
Yeah.
£2.50
Pocket money.
online. Yeah, it's literally just the time it takes me to get the materials together
Yeah.
to do it. So it's not for nothing. But the coaching, obviously, I then sort of charge a little bit. But again, it's not anything. I'm not like an amazing player, like a grandmaster or anything. So
Yeah.
because I know some of these grandmasters can charge hundreds of pounds
One
doing
day, one
lessons.
day. So where are you calling from, Andrew?
Well, I'm calling from home, which
Where's
I
that?
guess north of London, so sort of Hertfordshire
Okay.
area.
So you're
Um,
you're a local lad. You train in our gym on occasion in Islington, but you also I know you train with friend of chessboxing Nick Cornish as well.
that's right. Yes. So again, it's kind of a long story. I don't know if obviously to make kind of the audience aware, there's a very strong chess boxer, or used to be a strong chess boxer called Nick Cornish, who's done, I believe, about 8 shows, and it just so happens that he goes to the same chess club that I do. So I did my first fights back about a couple of years ago, and I said to Nick, "Oh, hey, I was happened to be playing in a match with him." And I said, "Oh, I did a chess boxing fight." And he said, "Oh, I'll give it a watch." And the next time I kind of saw him, he was like, "God, that was awful," and he was like, "Oh,
Oh no.
I've got to train you up."
So is this your fight against Corrigan, was it? James Corrigan. So Nick Cornish is a very experienced chess boxer.
Absolutely.
Got a lot of time for Nick. And what has he been putting you through, like in terms of training? How often do you train with him?
Well, it's essentially hell, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, so we do proper sort of boxing training sessions. So perhaps from about sort of up to sort of an hour and three quarters, nearly 2 hours, some sessions where I've been meeting up with him in a gym in Hitchin. Called Brooks Gym. I thought I'll just mention that because he said, "Oh, mention the gym," and we meet up a couple of times a week. Sometimes we can't do a couple of times just due to availability issues, but at least once a week where we are doing just lots of pad work, lots of kind of working in the ring craft stuff. And then at the end of all the sessions, the worst bit, the bit I hate the most, is then doing the circuit right at the end, which is when you're already very tired, then
Yeah.
doing a sort of an intense circuit at the end is just awful. So it's nothing chess related. It's just all the boxing side and kind of getting in that. And then I've not been for a while to the Islington Chess Club because I've just been really not Islington Boxing Club, sorry, because I've been kind of busy on the Saturdays, but I'm going to try and start coming after this next weekend for the next three to kind of supplement that as well to get myself ready.
Oh, and what about sparring? Have you done much sparring?
A little bit of sparring with him, and I'm trying to see. I've been messaging who I'm trying to know Gerard Reilly as well to see if he because he lives doesn't live too far away from Hitchin to
The
maybe do a little
Ripper.
bit of sparring with the Ripper. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he would rip me a new pair probably after being in the ring with him. So and
Well,
then obviously
I can tell you that your opponent. Tell the viewers who your opponent is.
so for the viewers, yeah, so that is Trevor. So Trevor, I believe he started doing chess boxing for probably about what 6 months ago, would you say?
Yeah. What's his
Or
ring
maybe
name? Can you
that's
remember?
it's Mr. Beef. Has he
Mr.
got
Beef.
beef with me? He's
He's
got
Mr. Beef. I can tell you that he has been sparring a lot. Um,
excellent.
we had him in the ring on Saturday, back to back sparring sessions.
Oh,
He's made weight already. I think he's about a kilo under 90 kilos.
wow, really? Okay. So
So
I've got some
he's
weight to lose.
really, yeah, he's really pushing his training a lot. He's lost a lot of weight.
Excellent.
He's looking a lot fitter, but he's still got, a way to go, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you know about him and his boxing and his chess? Have you played chess with him?
Well, I've played chess with him. I've not. I've lost to him once, and I think in just a chess boxing session. But I've generally won the game. But he's a solid player. So he's. I would say I don't know if he's. I don't think he's got an official rating or anything. But I would say somewhere around sort of 1500, 1600 elo. So he's got some of the fundamentals there, which is really good. He has got good vision of the boards, some good tactical awareness. So it's going to be less of a kind of big gap in the chess. Boxing wise, I mean, I've not seen much really with his boxing because again, I've not been so much at Islington the past few
Mm.
weeks. The last couple of times I went, I remember we went for a run and I think he kind of collapsed a little bit on the hill. So I don't know what his fitness levels are like, but maybe, as I say, he's, in the couple of months where I've not been, he's probably improved a lot since then. So I'll be interested to see how he gets on then in the actual fight. So
So explain a little about Mr. Beef's chess. What's your elo at the moment for Blitz?
so for Blitz, official FIDE elo or like what would it be like
Oh, is it
online?
your like Lee Chess or
Lead
chess.com?
chess. I think my lead chess, I've got like a little secret account at the minute, so I'm not playing on my
All
my
right,
normal.
so he
Got it,
can't research.
you can't even yeah you can't find these things now. But
Mm.
I think I've got it up to about 1850. I mean Blitz is not my forte, to be honest with you. I'm a slow classical player. So
Okay.
yeah, I love the slow play chess.
Okay.
Um,
And how do you think he'll compare to your previous opponent? So we talked about James Spice Boy Corrigan, a bit of a crowd favorite. Everybody likes James. And obviously chess wise, you were comparable. Whereas against the Berserker, I mean, not many people are brave enough to get into a ring with a Berserker, but you managed to do it.
Just
And
about, just
yeah,
about.
and how did that pan out? How did that
Well, I
last?
mean, it was a really good fight. And it was good to go back into the ring because I felt after kind of the James fight, I just felt, oh, I didn't feel like I would have liked to have won, obviously. And I felt like,
Mm.
oh, I can't really go out with like an 0-1 record. So it was good to
Try having an
do
0
at
and 3
least a little,
record.
what's that saying? Go out
So
with a
try
losing
having an
record.
0 and 3 record like me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that all through boxing though? Is that through the chess
No,
or
no, it's only chess boxing. I've fought 3 times, lost 3 times.
okay.
Yeah.
But is that though, have you lost mainly in the chess, I
Oh, I
mean,
see. I
on
lost
the
twice
points
on the
side?
chess and one technical knockout.
Ooh, ouch.
Mm. Yeah, not pleasant.
Um,
Don't recommend it.
don't recommend, no, definitely
No,
not.
no.
But no,
Sorry, I
I think
interrupted you.
that's all right. I think no, I think as I say, I trained a lot more as much as I could because I think we found out what 6 weeks before the fight that we were going to be fighting, or it wasn't a huge amount of time, was it, to prepare. But in that time, I'd obviously done lots of work with Nick. We focused on kind of a strategy of trying to do sort of outside boxing, staying out of the Berserker. Because the thing that was scary about the Berserker, and even just watching in his sparring videos, was just how much power
Mm.
he has. I mean, he's just a really big, solid unit, essentially. Um, so really, all we did, we just focused on okay, keeping out of his range, doing just sort of short jab combos, and just kind of staying out of danger, essentially. Um, the chess wise, I mean, I did obviously do lots of training in the chess, but there was such a gulf in our ratings. I mean, I think he did the right strategy, the Berserker, to play kind of he played quite slowly in the game to try and prolong the chess as long as possible to then give him as much chance as he could in the boxing. But I think he ran out of time. And I think I still had about 4 minutes left on the clock or something at the end of it. So yeah, I mean that's how I ended up kind of winning that particular fight. Um,
Yeah, it's interesting you're talking about his power because I interviewed Richard the Berserker afterwards, and I think he noticed or was frustrated by your tactics, which were obviously valid, which is moving out of the way, and he wasn't able to deploy. He's got a very powerful rolling sort of hook,
Yeah,
but
literally
both
just one after the other
like
and
a
just sort
barrel.
of
He's like
yeah,
yeah,
literally.
and he never was able to quite but deploy that. And I think um,
Absolutely.
I think your tactics were spot on, really. And
Um,
did Nick Cornish help with that?
he did, yeah. So we did lots of sort of within the shadow boxing. What we did was, and even just in the pad work, we'd practice and doing 1-2 and then sort of step back or 1-2 slip to the right. Or and there was one point in the fight. It looks quite kind of comical, and Nick kind of reminded me of it, where I think he kind of got close to me in the ring, and I kind of just ducked underneath, and somehow I was on the other side of the berserker, and then just kind of. So we did lots of little things like that too. I mean, it was nowhere near, let's say, Floyd Mayweather
Mayweather. Yeah.
level, but it's chess boxing, standard. I
And
thought
what
it
and
was
what
quite
tactics are
good.
you going to deploy against Mr. Beef?
Oh, I mean, the exact same tactics. I mean, I think he's got a lot of power. This is the heavyweights that we're talking about. He's probably going to be a little bit faster than the Berserker, I think, as well. Um, I think what was interesting with the Berserk, and he mentioned this, I think, in the podcast when I was listening to that, because it was interesting to hear how he felt, because he didn't breathe in the fight. And I thought that was really funny, because I remember watching back on the footage and just seeing him kind of almost out of breath. And, I'm
Yeah,
hoping,
yeah.
I'm
That's why we
hoping
teach people to breathe out when they
to
punch.
breathe. Yeah.
You often
So
hear
that was,
you often hear people make a noise, which you don't
mm,
have to do, but sometimes it helps
yeah.
because you don't
It's,
forget to breathe in. Actually, you just forget to breathe out. Weirdly.
Absolutely, and if
Mm.
you're not breathing, it's just you don't get that carbon dioxide that's trapped in your body.
Mm.
I mean, I think for the second fight, another thing that I did that I improved on was actually making sure I like released a kind of exhale whenever I did a punch as well. So I didn't, because against James, I think I remember the last like minute of each of the rounds, I was just so tired. I just almost, I felt like my lungs were about to explode, and I think his lungs were about to explode, but
Mm.
I felt much more, I think, a bit fresher in energy against him. And as I say, I'm hoping for the same thing against Mr. Beef as well. When
And
we
was it James who got you into chess boxing originally?
No, it was actually Matt Reed, actually, funny enough, because
Crazy
again,
arms.
by complete coincidence, both Matt Reed, Nick Cornish, Cameron also all play at the same chess club, like this random, not really even particularly big chess club in Welwyn Garden City. It just seems to be where all these chess
Hive of chess
boxes.
boxing.
Yeah, and even James Curry, technically, he's a Welwyn Garden City member as well. They all seem to come from this one. So if you want to get into chess boxing and you live in a rural middle class town in Hertfordshire, come down to
Yeah.
Welwyn Garden City. So
And what about your ring name is the Pawn Slayer? What's behind that?
I can't remember if I alluded to it in the last podcast. I probably did, but it's essentially a long time ago. I remember playing against a friend of mine, and I was beating my friend really easily. And he just decided to sacrifice the bishop against the pawn, and he kind of just uttered something like, "Oh, this is they call me the Pawn Slayer," and I always just thought, I don't know if it was, I found that name really funny. So, I mean, it's been my chess.com handle for over 10 years, and
Okay.
I just thought I would have that as my as my online name, and just decided to use it as my ring name as well.
So there you
I
go,
probably
Mr.
should
Beef. If
change
you're
it.
listening, get on chess.com and find that
You'll
username,
find
Pawn Slayer.
exactly. It's on there. He's probably already looking for it. He's probably we found it on there already. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And obviously this is the first time we've done an event in Norfolk. Have
Mm.
you been to Norfolk before? Do you know the county?
I have. It's not far away from where I've been before, actually.
Hmm.
So because you're near, is it Acle or no, Wroxham? Is that right?
Not far. I mean, we're very close to Wroxham, yeah, but not far from Acle either.
So I've been on the Broads on the boat, which was lo like a lovely experience going
Nice.
around with my partner's grandfather lives in a place called Potter Heigham near
Yeah.
Latham, which is, as I've spoken to you
Latham's a
before, is
pot of
like
Higham. Yeah, I know it well.
infamous shop, this
The super
place.
discount store. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Woolworths before Woolworths shut down. It's the
Yeah.
weirdest place in the world. But anyway, so I've been there before, and I'm kind of used to obviously it's very flat. It's been the land of the big skies. They call it beautiful scenic areas. I'm excited to see your farm. I've seen obviously you showed the drone footage from the trailer. Just looks spectacular. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for all of those things. The only thing I'm not excited for is potentially the weather because I don't know if it's going to be
Oh, mate,
super
it's
boring
guaranteed.
hot.
Norfolk is one of the sunniest places in the country. You know, I know
Uh,
that.
it's going to
It
be glorious
genuinely is.
sunshine.
It genuinely
But
is.
is that a good thing in for boxing? I don't know.
So the ring is undercover,
Oh, is it?
but
Oh,
you won't
okay.
be in direct sunlight.
I was about to say I was going to
It's in
get
a
sunstroke.
beautiful, yeah, yeah, no, it's in a beautiful traditional brick barn
Oh, wow. Okay.
with high ceilings and big beams. Yeah, and we've got a brewery on site that's opposite, and then we've also got an old uh, an old cattle shed which is open sided. Where we're going to have the
Wow.
chess tournament, so you'll be even if it's really hot, you'll be under shade with a bit of a breeze. And then we've got plenty of outside seating, and there's like a little pond and camping, and there's a lot going on there. A lot going on.
Excellent. Well, it sounds incredible. So
Yeah,
you should pop. I'm just going to go to the fans. You should pop down to Norfolk. Come
there we go.
see
There we go,
Come and
Andrew.
see the bro. I mean, you're selling it to me. If I wasn't doing chess boxing, I'd be like, yeah, I'm down there.
Here's my money.
It's,
There's also a
it's
chance to play a grandmaster. Have you met Simon Williams before?
I have. I've met him a few times actually. Funny, the first time I met him was maybe 8 years ago
Hmm.
at a Blitz event that Matt Reed was organizing
Yeah.
for Chess and Bridge, and I got to play him, which was really good. But the
How'd you
actual
get
game
on?
itself, well, yeah, the actual game itself didn't go
Well,
quite
you
to
know you're
plan.
in the same weight category.
Well, this is the thing, yeah, because what's he fighting at 110 or something, or 100?
He's fighting at 102. He's about
Wow.
105 kilos at the moment, but yeah.
I could
Um,
get
so,
my revenge on Simon then. That's what I need to do.
yeah, so you're obviously cutting to 90, so you're a little bit out of his weight class at the moment, although you're both heavyweights, I suppose.
If
But
I
yeah,
if
it's
I
not beyond the
if I
realms of
stick what
possibility.
if you could, if you let me stay have some fun in the brewery for a whole week, then maybe I can get, up to
No, what a great way to put on 10 kilos.
exactly. But no, yeah. So I mean, it's very exciting to see that he's fighting. I'm really looking forward to seeing not just his chess because we know he's a very good chess player, but I'd actually have not really got much clue on what his boxing is like, and seeing him
Yeah.
kind of how he gets on. I mean, his opponent is Matt Caldwell, who, as we saw in the last chess boxing event, was just the most. It's probably the best chess boxing fight I've ever seen against David,
Mhm.
the Northern powerhouse. So yeah, I'm super excited to see that one. I think, and see how Matt holds out in the chess because we like to think eventually he'll probably end up getting beaten in the chess by a superior opponent, but we'll see. Um,
Yeah, I've got a lot of respect, and I'm a big fan of Matt Caldwell. I think he's
mm,
got an amazing attitude. Like
absolutely, yeah,
he's one of those people that he takes life by the horns, and he enjoys himself, and he commits to stuff. And chess
yeah,
boxing, we're lucky that that's one of those things he's committed to, and he has improved so rapidly since he's taken up the sport.
yeah.
And I think he really deserved that victory against David. I know David
Mm.
will be out for a rematch, no doubt. But I was very lucky enough to meet up with Simon on Saturday at
Mm.
his gym in Fulham. Very nice gym actually, and saw
Oh
him
wow, that's
spar.
amazing.
So yeah, Simon's also stepped up a lot. I think he had a lot of underlying ability from sort of I guess from when he had combat sports experience as a child. So he had decent muscle memory, but it was just getting that
Okay.
speed and fitness. And I think he's really been working hard.
I
Um,
didn't know he did combat sports. What combat sports did he do? Was it like sort of karate
uh,
stuff, or
yeah, I
was
think
it?
he did a bit of stuff, but when he was very young. So he's 40
Mm.
in his 40s now. So it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
But in terms of like his movement in the ring and how he holds himself and his guard, he's kind of got that muscle memory. It's just working on his speed and his fitness, and his hand speed has improved significantly.
well, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
So I think it's going to be an incredible match. I think Matt's still going to be the best boxer, but it won't be by any means a mismatch.
But
Um,
anything is possible in the chess boxing, isn't it? And and this is the beauty of the sport.
mm,
You could maybe be completely outgraded in the chess,
mm.
but if you're a better boxer and you can, knock your opponent out, then you can win through that
Well,
discipline,
but it's
actually.
not even that. I mean, I think we saw how the boxing affected the chess with David Germany and
Yeah.
Matt's bout. And David Germany is obviously not as good as Simon, but he's no slouch. He's certainly better than Matt by quite a margin in terms of his elo. So Matt was able to make his good boxing and his fitness count. So there's no reason why he can't do that again. I don't think. And you don't necessarily have to knock
Absolutely.
someone out to beat them, do you?
Yeah.
You can still win on the chess by boxing well.
Yeah, I think, and I would also say, I was just thinking about it. Do we have to also, I think, for the fans as well, obviously Islington Club, Cheyenne recently
Oh yeah.
teaching to. I mean, he beat what was it? It's 2100, which I just couldn't believe that he was just absolutely annihilated him on the chess. But I think that was through the boxing just seemed to
I
completely rattle his opponent. I honestly.
I think it's both though. I think Cheyenne's been playing a lot of chess. I think he's around 2000 now.
Hmm.
And that first round of chess, there was no excuse for his opponent because there was no boxing that
He
first
wasn't
round.
a boxer, and he
And
dropped a pawn in the opening, didn't
he
he?
played
Basically.
so well. And not only did he drop a pawn, but I think he really disrupted his opponent's game. Like he
Mm.
just wasn't expecting that. And then obviously the boxing was quite one-sided. I think I think perhaps his opponent was expecting more technical fights, and Cheyenne really, yeah, he went for him. And yeah, he got a bloodied nose. I think he might have even broke his nose. And I think after that, it was something that really affected his chess because he really
Yeah.
collapsed, didn't he, after that?
I think when I don't know if you listened to Moving with Matt's commentary, but he
I
almost
did, yeah.
felt like he kind of like threw the game, which I could almost kind of see almost because he just couldn't, he just didn't, he came out
Yeah.
that first round completely bloodied and
Yeah,
he
it's
was
possible, but I think it's
uh,
unlikely. I think you've got to give people the benefit of the doubt. I mean, my view is that if you're willing to get into a ring, and I suppose, I've matched a lot of people now, and you never really know how they're going to react, especially when they're put under that kind of pressure. And just to get in the ring and face up to somebody, I think is worth a lot. And I don't know whether I think you never really know if they're throwing or not. But I actually, I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, he was just completely discombobulated by
yeah,
Cheyenne. Um,
yeah,
and hopefully we'll see him back in the ring at some point because he's clearly got a very good chess game. And he's now
yeah.
got that ring experience. So
Exactly, and now he's been doing sort of amateur boxing as well, hasn't he, alongside the chess. But no, there's as I say, back to the kind of your event. I mean, I'm really excited to see how some of these other fights are going to go. And I think from the sounds of it, is our fight the first one? Is that right?
that's what's scheduled at the moment. We're still trying to. Well,
I get to watch all of the fights now.
it's
It's going
still
to
a
be amazing.
draft. It's still a draft, but yeah, I'm still trying to find a replacement for Tadas.
Okay.
And failing that, I'm talking to a few other people about maybe getting a fifth bout. Obviously, four bouts is going to be a great evening. But if we could get an extra bout, then I think we would really,
A little extra Brucey bonus, as they say.
yeah, exactly. People are there to see some chess boxing, so let's get it on. That's what I say. But yeah, I am I'm really pleased at how your bouts shaking up. Obviously, you've got the experience. But having spent time with Mr. Beef,
Mm.
I think he's going to come to the party. I don't think he's going to be a pushover by any means.
No,
It's going
absolutely
to be
not.
quite
And
tight,
I think
actually.
that's the thing that's worrying me the most is just how much
How much
you
beef
know
he's got.
how much beef how much beef he has, how much steak he's been eating. Every
Yeah,
time I've seen him, he just has a steak in front of him. But no, just like how good he can get, potentially good in the next coming weeks. And obviously I'm doing a lot of training as well, but it's going to be a difficult fight. I think boxing wise, okay, he has only just sort of really started doing boxing and maybe has limited, but from the sounds of it, from what you're saying with sparring, it sounds like he could be a much more difficult opponent than I've
yeah.
ever
I mean, he's not a bad
imagined.
chess player, really. I think, yeah,
No,
he's not
no,
as
he's
good as
solid
you, but I
enough.
don't think it's going to be a mismatch on the chess either. So,
Definitely not.
yeah,
I think compared to, and that's not me being kind of horrible to Richard, but I think that was a bit of a kind of rating mismatch. But he's certainly not. He's no slouch in the chess whatsoever. He knows some theory. He knows he's got good tactical awareness. So I'm not going to take anything for granted in the chess. That's why I was so excited to hear that I was playing as white against him. I was like, oh yes, that's just any little tiny advantage I'll take.
yeah.
So,
So it may have changed since the last time we interviewed you. So I'll ask the question again, Andrew. What's your favorite chocolate bar?
well, I'll be honest with you right now. I'm missing kind of I've not been had any carbs since in training, so I'm really missing the the really kind of like I guess you could say really carby chocolate. So right now, something like a Tunnocks bar. I think I really would fancy a
Hunnock's
Tunnocks
bar. That
bar.
sounds like
That's a
a
proper
northern
It's a
bar.
proper like Scottish. I think you have it
Oh,
with like tea, and I'm just like
okay.
really fancy that something like really wafery or a Kit Kat at the moment. I don't know. That's what
Okay.
I'm.
Okay.
That's what I'm really craving
You're
right
just
now.
crying out for some carbs because you're trying to cut, aren't you? Yeah. And okay, I mean that's fair enough. And have you got any messages for Mr. Beef?
No, I mean, look, as I say, I'm just excited for our fight, and I think it's going to be amazing. The event's going to be amazing, and no, I just really look forward to being able to have a good, decent fight against him. So that's really it. No, kind of, I don't really want to have any beef with Mr. Beef because he's
Come
already
on,
beat
Andrew.
me. I know,
I
I'm too
want beef.
nice.
That's what the audience want is beef.
That's what they want, and that's really what my character, the Pawn Slayer, is all about. Maybe when the actual ring, when I get into the ring, I'll have more beef. But the Andrew Smith, the alter ego of the Pawn Slayer, he's too nice.
Boo,
So
boo.
I know.
Okay,
But
Andrew. Well, yeah, thank you very much for coming on the podcast and for fighting on the next show. It's the first ever Chessboxing Summer Festival, 5th and 6th of July, with the Chessboxing on the 6th of July. So, yeah, get yourself a ticket, get yourself down to Norfolk. We've got camping available. We've also got an on-site brewery. We're going to have a chess tournament. You can play Simon Williams. If you get, through to the later stages. We could do some boxercise. We've got chess boxing film, and we've got a full chess boxing event with all the trimmings. The Berserker is going to be playing a ukulele sing along, so that's something to look out
wow,
for. Wow,
I'm down
indeed.
for that.
Exactly. All that's left for me is to say thank you very much, Andrew.
Cheers, Gavin, and I'll see you soon. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully see all the fans there in Norfolk in July. Take care.
Jolly good.